This is the Central Criminal Court of England and Wales, or, as it's better known, the Old Bailey, and, completed in 1902, it occupies the site of Newgate Jail, which had stood here previously since 1188. Between 1783 and 1868, dozens of public executions were performed on this junction, but on Monday, the 23rd of February 1807, an unprecedented disaster took place here, when a huge crowd of some 20,000 people had assembled to watch the triple hanging of John Holloway, Owen Haggerty and Elizabeth Godfrey. Holloway and Haggerty are being given their death sentences after beating a man to death during a stagecoach robbery, but unfortunate prostitute Godfrey, as she was described, in an unconnected case, had been sentenced to both hanging and dissection after fatally stabbing a man with a flick knife. With the invention of the long drop hanging still 65 years away, the unpleasant spectacle was due to take place at 8 a.m, but by 7, it was said, the multitude was immovably wedged together, dangerously pushing shoulder to shoulder around the gallows. Every avenue, it was reported, was completely blocked up with people of all descriptions, and when Haggerty finally ascended the steps to the platform at about 10 minutes past 8, every face was turned towards the scaffold. He looked around him with great composure before the cap was immediately drawn over his face, and Holloway, his arms pinned in at the elbows, was brought out beside him with Godfrey, who was dressed entirely in white. "Innocent," Holloway shouted, holding his hat in his hands. "We are both innocent." The immense crowd, however, now seemed to wave backwards and forwards, and numerous people were starting to scream. From the right-hand side of the junction here, one section then suddenly surged forwards, forcing those before them to the ground, and as others began to suffocate, some were being trampled to death. 32 people, men, women and children, were killed in total, and countless others suffered broken bones and life-changing injuries. As the mayhem played out beneath them, however, Holloway, Haggerty and Godfrey were launched into eternity regardless, and would eventually be pronounced dead an hour later. I'll see you back here next week for another Morbid Monday.